Professor Wale Soyinka, Nobel laureate, he said Nigeria is on the edge of total collapse. He gave this while backing former President Olusegun Obasanjo's claim that Nigeria is becoming a failed state and more divided under President Muhammadu Buhari. Soyinka said the federal government tactics of aggressively denying that Buhari policies and conduct were responsible would lead to collective suicide. In a statement titled Between Dividers in Chief and Dividers in Law, Soyinka said former president correctly read the state of the nation. Well, the presidency referred to Olusegun Obasanjo as a divider in chief. And this intellectual man, Soyinka, he decided to also give his own piece on this. And he titled it Between the Dividers in Chief, that is Olusegun Obasanjo and the rest of them, and the Dividers in Law. The Dividers in Law is this administration, as this government is nepotistic, aside their, they are also, this administration is a dictatorship administration. You can see some clandestine and not clandestine activities of the DSS, and many of these activities that even the Attorney General engages himself in without getting approval or following due process, or Buhari himself following due process. And he said it several times. Democracy is not his own thing. Obasanjo last week said that Buhari administration had made Nigeria the headquarters of poverty. The former president blamed the country's current state on poor management of the nation's diversity, but the presidency returned the salvo, describing Obasanjo as Nigeria divider in chief. Soyinka also said it was obscene to shed any tear for terror gang leaders Tawase Akwaza, known as Ghana. He said, still on security, any tear that is shed for the Ak bandit and multiple murdered Akwaza, known as Ghana, is an obscenity. Tears of trepidation are falling fast and furious over the conduct of an army that eliminated a captive in cold blood, sidetracking the rationality of professional investigations and legitimate pursuit of felons and other enemies of the society. The issue here is not one of the appropriateness of a policy of amnesty that constitutes a larger debate in its place. The issue here, and a critical one, is that a wanted man on his way to surrender has been killed in cold blood. I read yesterday that the army had followed this up with a demand for the bounty earlier placed by the Benue State governor on the head of the wanted man. However, all reports so far indicate that he was on his way to surrender. And so, is this bounty demand a joke? An end then to such gallows humor? And certainly not now, not while the nation is freshly reeling from the latest horror of the targeting of unarmed road safety officials gunned down in cold blood in their commuter's bus and the mass kidnapping of survivors. Shall we presume that the surviving casualties of routine duty rosters are also nation dividers if they scream out for protection and deplore a breakdown in the entire security architecture of the nation? The elder statesman and playwright suggested that if the presidency was rankled by the voices of individual critics, perhaps the time is ripe for a nation survivor conference where everyone could share thoughts on ideas and solutions to the country problems. Soyinka said, I am notoriously no fan of Olusegun Obasanjo, general, twice former president, and a co-architect with other past leaders of this crumbling edifice that is still generously called Nigeria. I have no reasons to change my stance on his record. Nothing less, I embrace the responsibility of calling attention to an accurate reading of this nation from whatever source as a contraption teetering on the very edge of total collapse. We are close to extinction as a viable committee of people supposedly bound together under an equitable set of protocols of cohabitation, capable of producing its own means of existence, and devoid of a culture of sectarian privilege and will to dominate. The nation is divided as never before, and this ripening division has taken place under the policies and conduct of no other than President Buhari. Does that claim belong to the realms of speculation? According to Soyinka, iniquity reigns in the country and solutions to the nation's problems are being trivialized by the Buhari's administration. He said again and again voices are raised to urge the dismantling of a crude, militarized, centralist contraption, repeatedly exposed in illegalities and substitute a more efficient governance system, decentralized, providing a broader access to opportunities. Simply put, breaking of Nigeria. And all such efforts are turned into opportunities for legislative junketing and budget padding. Legislators watch with indifference in this day of human advance as individuals are sentenced to hang for expressing their views on the relative apprehension of religious avatars. Not a squeak emerged from such lawgivers. Pedophiles and cross-border sex traffickers are honored in the act, granted immunity on cooked-up alibis of religion. In this nation, a theocracy? Is this nation a theocracy? Nigeria is a suppurating laughter slab, and it boggles the mind that supposedly wise and lettered men sheltering under any religious mandate would go into a solemn ordeal to legitimately argument the toll of mindless killings that now plague the land. Presumably, the ongoing national security prosecution of Obadiah Malefia is a sign. Is that a sign of national unity? I invite our marionettes to read deeply into history. Oh, excuse me, history has been banned from learning structures, so look not for history books. However, straightforward, first-hand testimonies abound, exposing structural flaws, deceit, and conspiracies against this presumptive national edifice. Well, that is Wole Soyinka, and people claim that he supported Buhari, that he is an educated tyrant, and that's the opinion of that person. Another one said that you brought Buhari in. That's what a lot of people are saying. But what I need you to understand is that Wole Soyinka does not have, he's not a politician, so he does not have much say. He cannot decide on certain decisions. Somehow he can only be part of it. The truth of the matter is that just like any other person that would wink into thinking that Buhari is a man of integrity, someone that lacks cognitive reasoning, he doesn't understand things, but they feel that he's a man of integrity and is not going to sin. But as you can see, sin abounds so much in this administration, and it's so sad. He has said a lot of things here, many of them written in grammar, such as you expect from someone like him. But in reality, it can be broken down into simple, structures, into simple words. Nigeria is at the edge of breaking, as there is nothing holding anyone together in this contraption no more. Economy, security, everything is in shambles. That's just a nutshell of what he has posited, and definitely pointing out to those people who are pointing out to this administration as also as also part of the destruction that we have right now. They are all in the same field together, only pointing fingers at each other.